Welcome. In front of me is a Motorola Moto E14, and today I'll go over unboxing along with a quick look at the device itself. Without wasting any time, let's just pop it open and get straight into this. There we go. There's the phone. Just like yoink it out the side. Paperwork. Charger. Pretty nice that it's included. And our cable for charging. So right off the bat, this device already comes with everything that you'd need, and it is a budget device coming at about 80 euros. Based on all these specifications that I'm going to be mentioning are coming from gsmarena.com. So with that being said, already pretty good price for what you get, which is a charger, an actual phone, and cable, along with a case already pre-applied to the device. Now we do have a sticker. Let me just yank that off. Now there is no screen protector pre-applied to this device, unfortunately. Let's boot it up. So right now you can already see the display right here with pretty minimal bezels. Take off the case just so we can see how that looks like without it. There we go. We do have a bit of a chin at the bottom. You can see it right here. All in all, pretty good looking device for the price. Now the display size right here is a 6.56 inches, 720 by 1612 pixels. It is an IPS LCD display, as you would probably expect, but it comes with a 90 Hz refresh rate. That is actually surprising for the price. So I would have been expecting something like, 60, the typical one. Here, we actually get a faster refresh rate. That's for 80 bucks. Thank you. Now, it has a 84.9% screen to body ratio and a pixel density of 269. Nice. With a Cornell Gorilla Glass 3 as your display right here. Then, if we move it to the back, we have a single camera setup, and that is a 13 megapixel f2.2 wide sensor that allows you to record videos at 1080p 30 frames. And then at the front we have a selfie that is a 5 megapixel f2.2 and again 1080p 30 frames is the max resolution that I can put with the videos. Okay, now moving on into the internals, we have a 5000 mAh battery, and the device is pretty relatively light, probably because it's primarily made out of plastic as a build material. So yeah, pretty decent battery size right here, and because of it actually should be pretty decent battery life, as we do have a Unisec T606 processor in here, so very low powered processor, though here is the biggest drawdown of this phone. Oof, that is terrible. That, honestly, this single fact, probably I wouldn't even recommend this device. And what's going so well? So it comes with only 2 GB of RAM, 64 gigs of storage. Now you can expand it using a micro SD card, but it's never the optimal choice, as most applications want to be installed on the phone storage, not the SD card, and they give you crap for it won't allow you to install them on SD card. So that's usually a problem, and once you start running out of storage, you're just going to be having to go through this pain of trying to remove things to fit some other ones, and believe me, out of experience, this is not optimal, no matter how cheap the device is, I would say. And the fact that it only comes with 2 GB of RAM, this is going to be a sluggishly slow device. So you can already see, pressing buttons, it takes time for the device to do things. It's starting to pick up a bit, but then there we go, like a 1.5 second delay, several seconds delay. So the RAM right here is the weakest part. It's going to be a drawback without a doubt, and using the device on a daily basis as your main driver will be a bit painful. This is going to be a device that's going to be not performing too well. It's something that you might want to buy if you're going, for instance, hiking, swimming and stuff like that, and you don't mind if it falls into ocean or if it smashes on a rock. It's something that you won't really care, as 80 bucks isn't necessarily that much. But as a daily driver, I honestly wouldn't recommend using such low-end device. I do recommend just saving up a bit more if money is really uptight. Save up like 20 euros more and go for something just at that price range, because when it comes down to low-end devices like this one, like super low-end, this is as low-end as it can possibly get, almost. I think the lowest one I've seen was like at 60 euros or something like along those lines. So yeah, this is pretty cheap device, and at this price range, devices, just spending a little bit more gets you much further with a device than, for instance, if you're looking at like mid-range to high-end devices. So for instance, something like this here, Realme GT6T, it costs about 400 euros. I'm not giving this as a recommendation or anything, I'm just trying to make a point. 400, while something like a Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra, whatever, costs 3 times more than this, but it doesn't give you a 3 times better device. Sure, it might have better cameras and all that stuff, but this device will still perform atomically. What's the word that I'm looking for? Basically well enough for you to not really have that big of a difference between. But then when it comes down to comparison of these two, again, about 4 times price difference here. This one, I would say, will be more than 4 times better than this. If you're just looking for a phone to check your emails, make a call and send messages, this will do the job. But if you're looking to do a bit more things, maybe some casual gaming on here, watching YouTube or Netflix, stuff like that, like I said, everything here is pretty slow, and you might not have the greatest time doing any of that. Now, finishing this off, because I didn't really get through it yet, the build quality right here is primarily plastic. Front right here, we have Gorilla Glass 3. Storage-wise, 64 gigs, like I mentioned, with UFS 2.2 storage type, so pretty slow storage type. 15-watt charging speed, and the charger that comes provided with the device is a 10-watt charger, so it's not even going to charge the device at its maximum capability. So 33% slower charging speed right here than you can actually charge this device at. Still pretty nice that it's included in the box, don't get me wrong. So yeah, that basically sums up the device. Like I said, entry-based phone. Wouldn't recommend it for daily usage, but as a phone that you don't care if it, breaks, if something happens to it, and you just need a kind of like a, I would say, burner. It's not really a burner, a substitute or something like that. This device will do the job, obviously. And one last thing that I didn't say is the operating system. It's an Android 14, but again, another downside is it's a Go edition, so it's going to be a heavily cut down version of the typical Android that you might be used to, and that is primarily to do the fact that this device only has 2 GB of RAM. It's not even enough to run just a normal Android. So yeah. Now anyway, with that being said, hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you did, don't forget to smash like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.